Last time on Shadow Piece, Koribu finished his fight. His body was severely damaged, but the moment's movie squeezed him into his thin form. All the pain and injuries also got squeezed out of him. Together they dealt with two of the Titanic captains, San Juan Wolf and Vasco Shot. However, Smoothie lost one of her legs and was thus taken out of the war. To ensure she could recover safely, the Bloody Ocean returned her to the Big Mom Pirates ship and ordered Raleigh to send the Sweet Commander back to Whole Cake Island through her mirror realm. But for him, the war wasn't over. His blood brother Karibu was still fighting somewhere on Hachinosu, and he also promised to help out his brother from his new family Katakuri to defeat the traitorous marine turned into a Blackbeard pirate, Kuzan. Our next step will be another battle though. Big Mom family wasn't the only family in this war, as two brothers encountered a Titanic captain and his trusty steed. Known as the Grim Reaper, Doc Q was riding on stronger through the battlefields, buffing his allies with enforcement viruses and hurting the invaders with all kinds of sicknesses. The Sin of Wrath, Don Sai, swore to help Maria and his crew, but in the back of his mind he thought about his pregnant wife, Baby 5, back at home. Together with him was his younger brother Boo. Both of them had new weapons crafted from the fiery Inferno ore. Boo's gloves made the air vibrate with heat, but Sai's polearm was on a completely different level. His new weapon was more than a simple polearm. It was a monument to Wrath incarnate. Its long obsidian black shaft twisted like a forged tendril of smoke, sleek and deadly, edged with ancient golden patterns that pulsed faintly like veins filled with molten metal. The dark metal glimmered subtly, hinting at a personality woven deep into this weapon's core, something only true master blacksmiths were capable of. At the tip, the weapon truly came to life. A crimson, flame-shaped spearhead bursted forth, like a captured hellfire frozen in time. Its jagged, burning edges curved upwards in a fiery bloom, encasing a glowing red eye-like gem at the center. A core of living power that hummed with a low, threatening energy. That glow didn't flicker like firelight, it pulsed steadily, like the heartbeat of something ancient and enraged sealed within. You don't just see the flame motif, you could literally feel it. Standing near the weapon, the air seemed to shimmer faintly with heat, and the point the tip of the polearm pointed towards just melted away easily. It truly radiated an oppressive pressure, like the moment before a volcano erupted or a storm finally broke out. This wasn't merely crafted for this war, it was forged to change the future. The lower end of the polearm curved into a bone-colored cap, shaped almost like a snarling jawbone or a beast's skull, a final warning that those who forced the one wielding this weapon were already standing at death's door. Doc Q, however, didn't fear death, as he saw himself as the messenger of death. This polearm was not just a symbol of power, it was power itself, barely restrained, wild and roaring, beneath a shell of perfect craftsmanship. It demanded a master who could match its fury, and promised those who could would never be touched by defeat. It was a weapon that didn't simply strike, it dominated, consumed, and burned the name of the Sin of Wrath and every future wielder into history itself. He saw the sickly looking man, and without hesitating, Sai cleaved through the ground with a burning attack. But this was easy enough to dodge as Stronger revealed his wings and became airborne. A neigh almost sounding like a taunt left the horse's mouth before he spotted that he wasn't alone in the sky. Boo! Boo is here! Playing with his name, he arrived to scare the enemies and punched the horse in the side to send it and its rider crashing into the ground. This was the brothers' greeting, but Sai went a step further, revealing the first technique of this battle. Fire Dragon's Nail! 3 almost simultaneously happening slices got sent towards the Titanic captain, burning deep into the ground before reaching its target. Doro. Diagnosis, high temperature. Assign cure, ice bath. Like the doctor he was, Doc Q quickly assessed the situation and found a solution for it. He spat on the ground using his devil fruit powers, and literally out of nowhere, a wall of ice appeared that then turned into a frosty wave, eliminating the hot danger for Stronger and Doc Q's bodies. Now they just stood in front of each other, measuring their respective attack ranges before making the next step. Weakness spotted. Diagnosis, death. The Grim Reaper of the Blackbeard Pirates reacted first. His attacks were invisible, basically impossible to predict and also to block. The only way to stop them was by negating the effect with Haki once it started to affect the body. And his first target was Boo. The orange-haired fighter threw up blood before he even realized something happened. making his brother shout out for him. Sai was the sin of wrath for a reason. He really got angry quite easily. A quick glance to see that his brother was okay and started removing the disease affecting him before dashing towards their enemies. "You bastard! I hate your kind the most. Fight me with your body, not some stupid magic." The doctor only laughed at the rage of his opponent. "I like my women fiery. Maybe you are even my type." He turned silent for a second, looking at Sai before resuming his talk. "Yuck! No, you are absolutely not my type." Sai had no idea what the sick freak was talking about until he saw his own hand on his pole arm. It was much smaller than usually. He got turned into a woman. It was meant as a taunt, but also as a way to make the Sin of Ra weaker. While attempting to remove the disease with Haki, Sai continued to rush towards his target, dodging the explosive apples the man threw at him. "You think this makes me weaker?" The female Sin yelled at her opponent as the flame around her weapon grew more and more in size. "Women are in no way weaker than men. Anyone capable of bringing a new life into the world is powerful in my eyes. You scum, better be ready to get burned alive. Mother's Wrath!" An improvised attack flew straight towards the Pegasus. With a powerful wing movement, it attempted to put out the flames, but to no avail. The scariest thing in the world was a Mother's Wrath, and the flame released from this weapon burned not only the body, but also the mind. This effect was known by Sai, which was why he declared this weapon to be cursed. Anything that can damage the personality was dirty, but for this war, he didn't care. Hearing the evil doctor laugh so casually as he put out the fire with another sickness made both Boo and Sai experience a cold shudder over their body. "That weapon is magnificent. Too bad that my mind was broken decades ago, and Stronger never was smart enough to suffer from that anyways. Brothers from the Happo Navy, you are both sick, and the only cure is death. Maybe then you can see what you did wrong in life." Those words meant nothing to the brothers. If others called them evil, so be it. They are pirates after all. However, someone like Dr. Q judging them was utterly ridiculous. "Sai! Boo!" The fleet of death members called for each other, nodding towards each other, and started the next attack. And this is the end of today's episode of Shadow Piece. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, our next battle will be Sai and Boo versus Doc Q and Stronger. Well, that horse probably is not as weak as we might think at first. It's a Pegasus for all we know. So I think this battle is going to be quite interesting. And I hope this is going to be another surprise for all of you. But for now, all that's left to be said from me is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye.